I don't think it's right.
Because she was pregnant.
Just leave me, don't kill me.
Popular. Welcome back, everyone.
For a Time Like This podcast,
I'm Natalie.
and I'm Ashley,
And we're your hosts.
All right, so this is part one. So if you've not heard part one yet, go back and listen to it.
Yep.
But we're going to jump back into our discussion about current topics. All right, so speaking of like the same like crimes, actually, I'm going to let Natalie think about this. Like, I'm talking about women crimes and something was at your door. So, well, no, let me tell the statistic real fast.
Okay.
You're likely to be more killed by a loved one than you are a stranger.
Oh,
so
my.
FYI, you're more likely to be killed by your husband statistically. I told my husband, I used to tell him this all the time, I haven't told him in a while. I'm like, hey, listen, if you have a girlfriend, just leave me, don't kill me. I'm fine. And I was like, and if I ever get killed and you have a girlfriend, you're going to prison for life, so I'm okay with that. Well, he may not kill you, but there's like, if your husband has a girlfriend that you don't know about,
Yeah.
that's going to give him like major, motivation?
Yes.
That's what they'll be. They'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a motivation. His wife didn't know about his girlfriend.
I actually, we play around, and I'm like, honey, if you have a girlfriend, and he's like, and he'll pause right there. He was like, I want you to stop right there. I think you take too much time for me to have a girlfriend. So he was like, no, I don't have one. I'm going to tell you right off, I don't have one. But then I'm like, I always tell him too. I'm like, I feel like you listen to a lot of Crime Junkie to know where to hide a body. I was like, so honey, please just kind of leave evidence in there.
Yeah, my husband don't listen to true crime. I think he'd get caught, but if your husband does,
Yeah, he does.
I think I would be less likely to get caught for killing him than vice versa.
Yeah, I think he would not be caught. I think he would be doing things that like
He already knows.
he already
all the
knows
things.
what not to
Like,
do,
everybody's
how
telling people
not
that-
to leave evidence.
Turn off your phone if you're going to commit a crime. And I'm like, no, leave your phone at home and leave it on.
Yeah.
And you go do the crime without your phone. Duh. Your phone's going to show you're at home. Come on, people. Let's think a little
But
farther
anyway,
than that.
Oh man, it's so funny. But anyway, as you say.
Anyways, so speaking of that, women in crime. So I was listening to a story, and it was about a Native American woman and how she's gone missing, and they still haven't found her. So it kind of got me thinking about, okay, sometimes women go missing or are murdered, and it makes national news, and sometimes it happens and it doesn't. And I'm just like, what's your take on like, what would cause a woman to go national versus the women that don't go national news?
For me,
missing.
in my opinion, I feel like if one person was to get more news would be if they were popular in the States, like an actress would definitely get more news.
But what about women like
Like
some of the new like oh my goodness, the Peterson case. I can't think of her name. Stacey Peterson.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't like she wasn't like known.
No, like
I'm sure she was liked in the community,
right.
but like outside of her community, I don't think she was like well known.
I
Same thing
feel
with like the
now-
Watts,
Okay,
like the recent
so
man.
I feel like for the Stacey Peterson case, I feel like the reason why she got a whole lot of news and it's, I feel like every woman should get it because you're trying to find who did it.
Right.
You don't want this person to be continuing going around, whatever. But I feel like for her, it was because she was pregnant. I feel like because she was pregnant and her husband gave off a vibe that, everybody was like, all right, we're going to pan it to him. And like he started getting nervous because they panned it on him. And so I feel like it started just.
And I think that Watts, I can't remember their names.
I think it's Watts or something.
Yeah. I
They
think
had
his wife
kids.
was pregnant as well.
Oh, was he?
I think she was.
Didn't he?
Either
he
she
got
just
the
had a
kids
baby.
too?
Yeah, he killed his family, his whole family.
whole family.
But at the moment, well, I guess that the whole family's missing might be more.
Anyway,
You just think like the whole.
I think because they had kids and I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, I know both of them. I don't know if it's, I've heard more of like white
That's what I was
people getting more national news than colored people. But there are some out there that you still hear that.
Because I'm trying to figure. I was wondering, like, okay, if it's the exact same scenario, like a woman of color versus a white woman, everything's the same. The lady is, because I realize even with white women or any color person, if they're more along the lines of homelessness or around drugs or stuff, I know that they don't get as, sometimes it does, but may not get as much because they think like, I think one thing is sometimes it's not reported as early because people are not really aware that something has bad happened yet because they're like, they come and go so often maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, if the situations are identical, they're a loving mothers, they're have a job that they're always going to, they're very regular at their job, they're not missing, both situations are the same.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would make a difference on who went national.
I don't know.
I understand. I don't understand it, but I get like if the situations where the ladies going back and forth and it's always like gone a few days and all these things, so the police are like, well, we got to investigate a little bit more. Whenever it's just like this mother just randomly disappeared. This is very unlike her. It doesn't make any sense because like she's supposed to pick up her kids at 3 and she's always there, and suddenly she's gone.
She's gone. Yeah.
I wonder if that would make any difference on who went national. I'm not saying they happened the same day. I'm just saying like a similar situation. Because I don't feel like I see it as often. I don't understand why.
On colored. Yeah. I mean, I don't see it as either. Like I said.
There are some, but it's not as.
I don't know why. Maybe it is because of their color. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but I know.
I feel like if the situation's similar.
They
why
should. Why wouldn't?
Like, why wouldn't cause it to go more?
I mean, we hear it too, though, on our crime podcasts and stuff. We hear a lot on there too about, how they feel like they don't get, like there are some women that don't get a whole lot of news because of their color.
And I'm not saying this as an excuse, but I know like some of the women that live on the reservation, they're indigenous women. They're saying like their crime rates are really high. They're not reported, all these things, but they're kind of like their own little nation. So some of our, I'm not saying this would be a good reason for them not to go national. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying like sometimes the police, our like police force, can't go in there and do their laws, and they have their own laws. So I think that kind of does a barrier on that type of woman.
Yeah.
Or
unlike
that group of people, like they can't really do a lot of. So even if it does make national news, it's kind of like. Probably cause more fire than, because like people be all upset. Everybody wants to know where this person is. But then if we can't do anything about it because it's its own nation, I could see where, I don't think it's right. I think those women should have just as equal justice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't curious about like.
And also too, I think culture wise, like you said, as far as like, I feel like culture wise, like they might have their own like their own beliefs, like some of them, like after they're murdered or they just died, they don't want anybody to be touching that body. You know what I mean? Like there's some cultures out there that like, we don't want you to tamper with this because this is sacred or the body's sacred or something like that.
So they might
so
not
like
want
they might
some
not
of
want
the investigation stuff that we do,
so
like an autopsy and stuff like that.
So
that.
it's just. I don't know, sometimes maybe that's why it's not a whole lot of headlights on it, so.
And I know some things, like you were saying, like a culture, but even communities, some communities are less likely to give information to the police officer or reporters.
Yeah.
So maybe that's one of the reasons why they might not
get a whole lot
of because like people are not telling them.
Yeah. I think so.
I
mean, there's probably.
That's just our opinion. We have no idea. We're just randomly talking about. We see
it's sad though. It's sad.
It is.
But
yeah,
it happens, and we hear it a lot, and it's just sad.
Okay, so another hot topic that we wanted to kind of jump on is how social media. Yeah, just to make sure everybody says it. How social media has impacted our lives, and like young people, just everybody.
Yeah.
So
I feel like for one, as far as like TikTok and other ones, I feel like some of them are replacing our family time. Like I know that you see that out there, like families doing a dance move or something and they're all a family. But like, would you have been doing that if TikTok wasn't there?
Right.
Like would you have been doing that if, like social media wasn't there.
But then the people watching it, like instead of being with your family, being with your kids, you're just like
You're
watching this other
it
person.
and scrolling. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I feel like, I feel like social media it probably is taking some of our time as like family time, which is terrible, but it's the world now. I don't know.
I agree. Thinking about it, is it kind of ruining our attention span? Because these clips usually on like your YouTube shorts, your Instagrams shorts, or I can't remember what they're called, reels, the TikToks, they're like a minute long tops. And so we're watching a whole cake being baked in 1 minute. So why do we want to sit down and watch a 15-minute cake being pot? So I think that like, so then when we go to schools or we're having class, like within 15 minutes, we're like, even at church, our preacher's preaching, when he hits that 15-minute mark,
You're like,
because before they were saying like 15 minutes is usually your time, like you got to engage your, but now it's like 1 minute.
Yeah.
So if he hasn't figured it out in 1 minute to tell us, we're like, okay. So I think it's like affecting our attention span, and that's like really affecting the youth because like schools
especially
more than
schools
1 minute.
these days. Yeah.
Did you have social media as a teenager?
I did. I think I was, how old was I when I first got my phone? I think I was 15, 16, around there. I think I got a phone, and about 16, 17, I think, as I started getting into like Facebook and Instagram. But I really like Instagram better. Facebook was just not me. I would post a picture here and there, but not like Instagram. I think back then, when I got Instagram, it was just like you posted pictures.
Yeah.
And, but like I had like
Just the
looking
photos,
just
without
like
listening to people's opinion.
And now as far as Facebook, in my opinion, back then when I was younger, it was basically you're writing to your diary. Like today, I'm like today I'm doing this. I ate this for lunch, or just it's fine if that's you. But like it wasn't me then. It's still not me now. But I don't have Facebook. But we do Instagram through our channel. But it's just one of those things that for me it's work. But like, I don't know, it's different now. Instagram.
I think they're more popular now than they used to be, because I feel like which I'm a little bit older than you, but when I first got a phone, I got a flip phone. I didn't. When did smartphones come out? 2010.
I think so.
I would have been a senior in high school, so I was already graduating. I don't know if I got one at that time before the smartphone even came out. So I didn't even have access to those things on my cell phone to start with. Yeah. So, and actually, my phone didn't even have internet with it.
Wow.
The first phone I got, actually probably a few phones didn't even have them.
On the
so my answer.
We'll get back to social media real quick, but like, have you seen the new phones that they're coming out with that are popular? It's actually a flip phone. Ain't that crazy? Those flip phones are coming back.
Everybody likes to hang up on somebody with a smack. It's not quite the same as the
slam.
Yeah, slamming that phone's better than that tapping that phone.
Yeah,
like,
but anyway,
miss them while you're mad.
I do miss the razor. The razor that I missed that little ball that you used to scroll it. Anyway, back to
what. Could you imagine now, just like effect on you, because I feel like it really is affecting our teenagers.
Oh yeah.
If you got access to Facebook, to Instagram, all these social medias at the age of 13.
I can't imagine.
In its stance today.
I can't imagine, because back then when I was a teenager, or like 13, you said, I was still trying to like learn how to wash dishes and do my own like semi laundry, because I didn't have a mom and dad that did my laundry. I was one that was like trying to learn how to do some of this stuff. So for me to go back and be like, somebody give me a phone with all this stuff, I probably would have definitely put all my focus on it and not learned how to do all the things.
Imagine, like, I was trying to think too, like the things I thought as a teenager or would have posted.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being out there
people
now.
That
even
you probably communicated
you know how somebody will be like, they'll run for something and they'll be like, oh, well, 10 years ago you posted this. Well, imagine you 13-year-old posting something.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. Just
It
because,
would
like, you're
be.
not even, like, who you are as a 13-year-old is not who you are
Not
as
who
a
you
30. You
are
don't
as a
even
30.
think
Yeah.
any
You
similar
don't
because
think
your
any similar.
image. Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but like
You're not mature
yeah,
enough.
and you're like your thoughts will change, your opinion will change, life will change you.
Like, and
So I can't imagine even being exposed to so much as a teenager because everything's out there. Everything's like a click
and I
away.
can't imagine having a phone then too, because teenage age is the teenage age where like your mind is it's still growing, but it's still like back then, like my feelings got hurt because somebody said my hair was ugly or I had too many moles on my face. For me to have that at that young age, it would have just been chaos, I feel like, because my mind was still growing. My feelings hurt easily. Back then, my opinions would have been just
Crazy.
Crazy.
Or not really
Just-
crazy. You're tired of those things,
yeah,
but just to
but
post
like
it
it's
to the
just
world.
yeah. I just wouldn't have. I don't know. Today now, I feel for those. I don't know how to even
Well,
word
here's
it.
an
but, like,
example of like a girl. I don't know her age. I imagine she's a big teenager. I followed her on Snapchat. I don't get on Snapchat anymore, but at the time I followed her on Snapchat. Like, she had posted a picture that was like a bit inappropriate, and I feel like if she had a few years on her, because she was
She
Pentecostal-ish,
probably would've-
raised Pentecostal or something. But I feel like if she did have a few years on her, she wouldn't have posted something like that. And I feel like in a few years she's gonna look back and think, why in the world did I do something so silly like that? Even though it was on Snapchat, so it disappeared. And I didn't look at it and think that's the worst thing ever. I just like, in my mind at the time when she's posting, I was like, oh, she's so young. I think that in a few years she would have posted something like that. So I just can't imagine me as a teenager what I would have posted.
I can't
Silly.
either. I can't either
Crazy.
because I feel like back then I probably thought I was my own. I can do whatever I want, kind of type
Same thing.
And like, I had guidance as a teenager. Like I had guidance, and like, there's probably some out there that do post things like this that their personality, I guess you would say, is like, don't tell me what to do, whatever. But do they have the right guidance to help them know?
Which, even if you do, I feel like even people that are raised really well, like a lot, not everybody, but some people go through like a rebellious stage a little bit.
Yep.
So like, even if you're going through that as a teenager and you're like free to post this to the world, and your
Yeah.
parents are probably like, oh my goodness, could you
Yeah.
just think that in your head, not tell everybody what you're thinking? Like, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
feel like it's not. I don't know. It's a,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It's
but I feel
definitely social media is definitely affecting a lot of our teenagers, and as well as
It's adults. Because
yeah.
even sometimes, like when I get on there a lot, if I'm like just looking through stuff, it affects my mood. It affects, like, I feel like you're taken away from something else that you can do if you're just sitting there looking at your phone. So that's
Yeah.
one. But like, if you're seeing somebody who has it all together and they don't have it all together either, but you're just seeing the aspects that they have together, it's just gonna make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
You're looking at somebody that has a beautiful home and this, and they're always posting what they're getting, and you're like,
man,
I wanted that. That's exactly what I wanted. I want this. And it's just like, when you're leaving, you're just like unsatisfied with your own self.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And used to, they only get that once a year when they did the Christmas letters. They would only find out about everybody. Now we just see it every day. So you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, I mean, I feel like now with social media, traditions that family had aren't as traditions anymore because it's all out there. Like you're sharing it out there now. Like there's nothing tradition about it. Like
Yeah.
because you're going out ahead and just sharing it.
I think phones in general, because like now, if I sit at dinner table, sometimes we have our phones with us.
Yeah.
We have our phones with us, and it's just like always distracted. So I want to challenge myself to try to have. I was thinking of it. Monday, fun day, phone free zones. So like,
yeah.
try the whole day on Monday to like not be on my phone as like for the most of the day I can still have like calls or certain things that are
texts.
come through, but then from like say 4 to 8, just put it up. Like it doesn't matter who calls me, who texts me, I can wait till 8 and then just be focused on my family.
Yeah.
I think I need to do that. Just kind of see
Okay.
how my phone's affecting myself.
We definitely need to do that. I mean, I've been trying a lot. It's definitely especially too, when our pastor was talking about a while back, being more disciplined,
Yeah.
because I mean, we are adults and I think we can discipline ourselves. If even when we're trying to discipline our children, we can definitely do that for ourselves too. So like I've been really trying my hardest, and I feel like I've done pretty good this week as far as like I know I work on it as far as with our podcast, but like after I'm done with mine, me and you'll text or something. But like besides that, I try not to get on anything until all my kids are asleep and I'm in bed, and then if I want to, I'll scroll in there. But as far as me trying to like stay on it, you know,
all
throughout the day, I've been trying my hardest not to. So I've been doing pretty good. I'm actually proud of myself.
Good job.
But I think we do have to work on like the evening time when my husband comes home, which me and him has been talking about. So
Yeah.
we'll probably try something like that, like what you just
I haven't
said.
talked to my husband about it yet, so we'll see how he thinks about it. But even if he doesn't, I still want to do it myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like he has a business, so he gets calls all the time. But I feel like even if he does get a call, it could still wait.
Yeah.
So just on Mondays, like any
Yeah.
other day, it'd be maybe, but just start off on a Monday.
On Monday, see how it goes.
Yeah. That was our take today, just like on current
News,
events,
local,
news,
like, just
national.
our
I feel like we
opinions.
could probably go on for hours more.
Yeah,
We could
probably.
talk about so much stuff. Like when Natalie and I get together, we can really chat.
Yeah, we talked. we talked the other day at church, or yesterday actually at church, and well, our husbands were like looking at us like.
Well, her husband especially, because he's my cousin, so he don't mind to be like,
Yeah, but-
I love you. That's what was it? I love you, girl, but I'm ready to go home or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't think my husband would have said that to you. Quite
No.
as much like, okay, Natalie, shut up, and we'll take my wife home.
Right.
But her husband, we're cousins, so he don't
Yeah.
care quite as much to.
He's
say
like,
whatever.
well, you got her phone number, so let's go.
Yeah, that's
let's
what
get
he
moving. Yeah. So it was funny, but I mean, I feel like me and Ashley could just definitely talk a lot more, especially when you commented on something the other day.
Yeah.
I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I was like, me and Ashley do have a lot in common. I was like, we talk a lot. I was like, we got a lot to talk
Well,
about.
we really can get on like a, what do they call it, a rabbit trail? Like
Yeah.
we'll be talking about one subject and then something
Then
changed,
change.
and then we're like way over here and then
Yes.
go back. But
Yeah.
yeah, so anyway, we
anyway.
have fun. We hope that you're enjoying listening to us talk.
Yes. We hope that you guys just, I don't know, I mean, with all things going on around the world, I hope that you stay prayerful. I hope that you pray for our leaders and pray for your pastor, pray for your children, pray for your family, because, you know, one day soon, which we don't know when, but God is coming. And
I feel like we're seeing the signs. That's one
Yes.
reason why I was reading that verse earlier, because like we're seeing the signs of the end time. We don't know the day or hour, but even the Bible, it talks about like you know the seasons about what's going on. So like you know that it's springtime when you start to see not leaves blossom. Yeah, leaves
Yeah.
blossom. But like the flowers blossom, and then you know it's fall because the leaves start falling,
Yeah.
and then winter snow. So the end of time's the same way, and then
Yeah.
you're starting to see that.
I mean,
But-
I'm seeing a lot of, like you read, the fearful things. We're seeing that right now. And I don't think God meant that this has to happen first, this has to happen second. And then, you know, I don't know how God works, but I feel like right now we're seeing so much fear. And people's got opinions here and there and what they can do. And some of them don't even have fear, and they're just like doing whatever they want to do. But like, y'all, just stay prayerful.
Yeah, and we really wasn't bringing this podcast to say
Yeah.
be so scared, but we're like, you know,
No.
be
We're-
prayerful. We should be like I heard one guy was preaching, and he was saying he came to our church, Brother Clover,
Okay.
not my
Yeah,
father-in-law,
the other.
but my
Yeah, your uncle.
Where he was saying like we should be excited because the Lord's coming back.
Yeah,
So-
and if you're ready, we should be excited. Like if we're ready, which I don't ever always feel ready, you guys. I'm human. I'm a sinful person as it is. I do repent. We do try to, you know, always pray, stay in contact with God. But like, it's not like we're always being afraid either, you know.
Yeah.
But like, we know that one day God is coming, and we do need to be ready when He does come. So like, you know, just being excited about that too. And if you feel like you are ready, be excited, because
yeah,
one thing that gets me so excited when I hear a pastor saying, you know, we don't know when he's coming, but he's coming.
He preached last night about heaven.
Yeah.
And I missed most of it. I wasn't.
I did too. I missed most of it because I was walking my girls to the bathroom or spanking them to the bathroom. Anyway.
My son I took him out multiple times. Every time we sit down, he'll start screaming. So for the majority of the message,
well, you probably didn't see me. I've been walking to the aisle.
No, I missed you walking. But I just got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Like he was preaching about heaven and like.
But like one thing that I do want to see, I do want to see Jesus. I want to see what he looks like, because you see everybody trying to paint him, with a beard, without a beard, with long hair, without long hair. Like, I don't want to see any of that. I want to see him.
Yeah.
I want to see the real thing. Like, it gets me so excited, you guys. I want to cry.
Just
but
good imagine. Okay, you know when you're in church and like. It's like you can feel the presence. Just imagine that all the time.
Oh,
you know, like when it's happening, you just feel like
that peace that you feel when you're like, God, just give me peace, and you feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes you just want to rejoice. Anyway, you guys.
But just imagine heaven's gonna be like that all the time, because you're always gonna be in His presence, and that's crazy.
And He also said that there will be no more tears.
No more pain, no more suffering.
No more pain, no more sorrow. I think.
And like, I know sometimes people try to get into a debate about like, what's heaven going to be like? What's this? And I'm like, I really don't care.
Nobody knows.
Care.
We don't know.
It's like if I'm in His presence, I don't really care if that.
And it does say
if the mansion's a mansion, a small house, streets. I don't care. I just want to go to be with Him. That's the whole.
And it even says it on there. There'll be no tears. There'll be no more sorrows. There'll be just rejoicing up in heaven. Like, can you imagine you being at church and everybody is rejoicing, praying, and
you're not getting tired, your feet don't hurt because you're wearing heels, like your kid's not screaming at you to like put them down for a minute,
and I don't know, I think it's just going to be so beautiful. Like, our imagination, I don't think it can detail it all, because I think there'll be a lot of more that God probably didn't put in the Bible.
Yeah. I always try to like a vision. It's crazy. I don't like, maybe people, I might cut this out. It might be too weird. But I'm always like, anytime I'm thinking about like heaven, I'm always like thinking of myself like on a hill looking at it, like a beautiful city.
A valley?
And like a roll to it, and you're like going to it. Yeah, that's how I'm imagining it.
I think for me, my vision of heaven is like white, but like a shiny gold color in heaven. I mean, you know, in the Bible it says pearly gates, but like all I see in there is like this beautiful glow of like you know how you see sunset, that beautiful golden color up in heaven, and like everybody in there.
It just like looks so warm.
Yes, warm and comforting. And then I see a valley. Like a valley of just beautiful trees with big waterfalls. That's what I see.
Yeah, well, like that's like in my vision of it. It's like, I guess that because I'm not feeling there. I don't know. I'm just like go and like see it. I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. I'm going there.
Okay, as a fun topic, as a fun off, like just off of our local news. What's one, like just one, like I know you probably have so much, but like what's like it. When we make it to heaven, who's like one person besides God, besides Jesus, like who
like
would you want to go and be
talk
like,
to?
Yeah, talk to. I think this would be fun.
I don't think I've ever really thought about it.
I can think of one.
Go ahead and share yours.
For me, I want to talk to Mary.
Oh yeah.
Because for her, she was young when the angel appeared to her and said, you're gonna have a baby. I want to know what her, like, I don't want to know, but like I kind of want to know what her, which I know we read it in the Bible, she accepted it and she said, yes, I'll obey, I'll go through this. But like I want to know what her mind was.
Like, too bad we don't have like a diary.
Yeah,
like her diary.
Her diary or what it was. No, but like I just want to know. I just want to see her. I just want to see her. I want to be like, thank you, because also thank her because like if she would have said like I don't believe this,
or
this
she
is
just
not
been
real.
a rebellious teenager,
right?
Which he would have chosen, but it would have changed everything.
It would have changed so much in the Bible, like. Yeah, I mean, and definitely John. I think John is the one that was baptizing everybody. Yeah, John the Baptist. Yeah. But yes, him too.
I don't know. like, I'm not sure.
I'm just like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many others.
I know, there's just
wanna
like
go.
so much stuff, like when you
Oh,
just
yeah.
think about it and like the songs about it's just like when you start thinking about it, it's like that's just so crazy. You
Yeah.
just can't even like fathom.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to go.
You don't really know which person.
No, I'm like there's so many now. I'm trying to think of all the Bible characters, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'd like to talk to David about the
Goliath,
like,
yeah.
Goliath, how did you play your harp? Like, can you teach me how to play the harp real quick? And then we have eternity, so
Yeah.
it don't matter. And
I
just
mean-
like
I mean, there's gonna-
Esther, like
There'll be
love-
so many people who I just want to see them all. I'm like, yes, that's what you look like now. Let's, like,
Yeah,
you
are we gonna remember it though? Are we
I
gonna
don't
remember
know.
those people
I
when we
don't
get
know.
there? That's what I'm never know. I'm never
don't
sure
know.
because like some things, like people were like, when you get over there, you go see this person. But I'm like, are we gonna remember that person when we get there or not? Because would we remember because we're not gonna remember like anybody that's not in heaven. Like if
Right.
somebody made it to hell, that would be tragedy for us. So we're not gonna remember that clearly. I
Because
imagine
there'll
we
be
wouldn't.
peace. There'll be no sorrows.
Yeah. So
like, we
if you
won't-
like if one of your family members didn't make it, you're gonna.
I don't know if we'll
You know, saying some true, like, are we gonna know these people when we get there too? So I don't know. Like, I'm always like trying to think of like that too. So like, I don't know. We might just like remember. I don't know. I don't know how our brains are gonna work.
I don't know, you guys, but it gets me excited. It makes me want to run to the altar and repent.
I know. It just makes you want to be like in a state of readiness.
Yes.
So
But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next one.
and we'll see you next week. Bye.